Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey here with IGN, joined by fellow Alien superfan, Jared Petty.
Greetings.
So we've got ourselves a new Alien game here, my friend, and it is called Alien Isolation. And as you see, first-person game. So already you may be shuddering because you're thinking, oh god, Colonial Marines, here we go again. But this is not the case, Jared.
Indeed not. First off, you'll see that that's a scanner, not a weapon, because in this game, there are no weapons.
This is a survival horror game. If you've played Amnesia on PC or any of the sort of Slender, Outcast, those types of games, that's what we're going for here. A lonely, there are not enemies in this game. There's basically, there are very few, and one in particular. There's one xenomorph in this game, not 6,000 that you just shoot up.
Just one.
There's one. So we're here, we're on the ship. We're playing as Amanda Ripley, the daughter of course, Ellen Ripley.
Who we see in the Aliens director's cut as an old woman, so we know you're going to survive the game, but how that comes to be, we have no idea.
So the first thing I want to point out, Jared, tell me if you agree here, is, the last three Alien games, the last three big ones have been all first-person shooters, 2 Alien vs. Predator games, and of course Colonial Marines, which is the big debacle. We don't need to beat the dead horse here. But what's jumping out at me in comparison to those games here with Isolation is how the lighting is used to set a mood and set an atmosphere, which I feel like wasn't done in those other games.
I absolutely agree with you. Lighting is one of the key components of any good horror game. It's also a really important part of Ridley Scott's original vision for Alien. That's part of what makes it so spooky. And the fact that they've decided to run with that. I mean, look at those particles and the way the sun comes through the windows. You come out here and then step into the shadow. It's great.
Yeah, and we're seeing that sort of, 1970s sci-fi era motion tracker in her hand here.
I love that. In this game, they've gone back, and this is the future of the 1970s. They ignore the world we live in. There are no flat screens. That's a CRT she's holding there. This is the future as the people envisioned it when they made this movie. It's lived in. It's dirty. It's dank. It's dark. It's very real. This room that we're walking into here was a place that human beings were living only a few hours ago. Now it's vacant and empty, and there's just something really chilling about that.
Yeah, and speaking of which, so let's stay quiet for a minute here as she starts to explore the next room and is looking around, seeing if there's a xenomorph, and let's let you soak in a little bit of the atmosphere. That you mentioned the world being lived in through this sort of eating area, this breakfast area.
Oh, there we go. Now, it's not that loud a noise, but if you're about to hide under that table and that thing goes off, Alien hears it, you are dead. And I love that.
Yeah, and you mentioned, so there's that, the old school, the bobbing bird there as you're picking up this gas can. But you made an interesting point when we were watching this before we recorded. About that little bobbing bird.
Well, if you listen to the rhythm, the cadence, it's almost like it's going to sync up with your heartbeat, or with heavy breathing when you're frightened. It's going to boom, 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 or which is the same thing your scanner does, and did in the movies. That boom, boom. Everything's designed to bring you into the atmospheric tension. I think it's a wonderful sign about the potential of this game.
And as we skip slightly ahead here to the next clip. Things are starting to get a little worse and a little more terrifying.
Just wonder where it is, and you think, would this be boring? But you realize that this is the kind of game where you make one error, one mistake. Right. There's no way to fight back, and you're just going to die.
Yeah. So we'll pick up this blowtorch again. I really cannot say enough about the lighting in this game. I think it makes half the game just by itself.
I really agree with you, Ryan. I think that the atmospheric power of the lighting and how the lighting's integrated with the sound. You notice the changes in the light seem to come with thuds or clicks, or even that first clip that came in, that tuk, 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 it's just wonderful. It feels like the kind of place that a horrible monster could be walking around waiting for you, and that's accomplished with some really clever design.
So as we walk by the cereal on the breakfast table, we should note that this game is actually coming for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, as well as the still current-gen platforms as well, 360 and PlayStation 3.
Oh, look at that cool focus effect.
That was cool, yeah. So the highlighting in, looking at the motion tracker and then looking down the hallway.
I mean, we're a couple of minutes into this now. We haven't seen a single alien, just a shadow going by, but the threat of it's there. It's the presence of something that you know is just out of sight.
And that's the whole game. You know, is you're only going to see one alien, the one xenomorph.
And by the time you see him, you're in trouble.
Yeah, because you don't have weapons. You don't have a machine gun, an assault rifle.
We do know there are other people in this game because we heard them on the radio there a second. Oh,
yeah.
Look here, things are picking up.
Yeah, as we skip ahead a little bit again, things get worse for Ms. Ripley.
Once again, these wonderful sound effects drawn straight from the movie.
Yes.
You hear a lot of the same sounds. Really, that is unfortunate. That is more unfortunate.
Gravity.
I keep hoping that there's going to come a scene in this game where you fall into zero G and the alien is floating next to you, just out of reach. I think that'd be wonderful.
If there isn't, I think you should be a designer on the next Alien game.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd love to be a part of that. Yeah, Alien games have by and large not been treated all that well over the course, and the last one was just such a grease fire. I have high hopes coming from a completely different development angle that this is going to turn out well.
Yeah, this is Creative Assembly is the developer behind this. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with the developers of the last couple Alien games.
I like how this one also goes back to the mythos again of Ridley Scott. So many of the Alien games have been based on James Cameron's
Aliens.
vision, or later. A wonderful movie, a spectacular movie, as a matter of fact.
So we have a blip on the radar, and gold. That's not good.
No,
he's closer.
He's close.
He's closer.
Maybe you should not peek out.
No, don't do that.
That's an alien.
You're going to want to play this game in the dark.
Oh dear.
With the surround sound cranked up or headphones.
Absolutely. And you're not going to airlock. No, it's going to grab you. You fell down. Oh dear.
So again, Alien Isolation due fall 2014 as we fast forward to the final clip of being stuck in the room with it as you're trying to get to the airlock and blow the pressure out.
Exactly. An atmospheric equalization's taking place, so you can't go anywhere. You're just stuck in a room with this thing. I love this. Great tension.
This is the polar thematic opposite of the last few Alien games, and I think that's a good thing. It's a good fit for this IP and for this franchise.
Absolutely. Oh, past it?
Games out in the fall, we're going to have a ton more on this in the months leading up to its fall release right here on